Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's having a great Christmas so far. I just thought I'd share one deck profile for today. This time it's an old deck I actually built when Trickstars first came out. It's my Windwitch Trickstar deck. Back when Trickstars first came out, a lot of people didn't have any hopes for it, but then I decided to splash in the Windwitch engine, and this is when True Dracos, Zodiacs, and Spirals were making like a big, or like dominating. And I actually topped a few times at locals with this variant of Trickstars. But I made some new adjustments to better fit the current format just to see how the deck still holds up. I tested this out on YGO Pro. It's really excellent. It's built in on negation, burn, and of course overpowering your opponent with a lot of boss monsters like Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is one of them. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today, and hope you guys will enjoy this. So starting off, playing 3 copies of Trickstar Candina. This searches out pretty much everything. 3 Trickstar Licorice, and of course 1 Lilybell. You never want to open up with this card, so you definitely want to search it out more than opening it. But it also recycles all your Trickstar monsters, so that's also good. For the Windwitch engine, playing 3 Ice, 2 Glass, 1 Snow. This is key essential to make Crystal Wing, just because you can't be destroyed by card effects when you use pretty much the entire core. Moving on to hand traps already. 3 Ash, 3 Droll, and 2 Veiler, only because I don't have impermanence, but Veiler is still a great option, mainly because it's not once per turn, and you can do it during your opponent's turn as well. So, like, if your opponent tries to call by the grave, if you happen to have the second one in your hand, just play it, you don't want your opponent to set off. And it's just really good against everything right now, like Dark Warriors, you don't want that Assault or that Summon Sorceress to go off. Moving on to spells, we got 3 Light Stage, which searches out your Candina or anything else you want. 2 Terraforming, so you're practically playing 5 copies of Light Stage in the whole deck. 3 Called by the Grave, you want to defend yourself from hand traps, because the one hand trap that really hurts this deck is Ash, so you don't want to get hit. You don't want to get hit with that card at all. Same thing with Droll and Lockbird, but you don't really see Droll as much as you do. Or Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre will definitely cripple the strategy if Windwitch Ice or Glass Spell are popped, so you don't want those to get hit whatsoever. The best card that I really like in this deck, which to me is another way of playing impermanence. 3 copies of Forbidden Chalice. It's a quick play spell. This works on everything. It works really well against Thunder Dragons. You don't want, since Colossus prevents me from searching, I need to be able to search, so Chalice really hurts that deck. It's really good against cards like Boral's Sword or anything like that. You don't want that card to really hit you, since it can't be destroyed by battle, but with Chalice you pretty much can overpower that. And with Boral Dragon in our extra deck, you can out it, so really excellent card. And Chalice, like I said, is just another impermanence for me. So basically, it's like I'm playing 5 copies of impermanence even though I'm not main decking impermanence whatsoever. Next up, 2 copies of Scapegoat. This basically gets into your link plays really quickly. Basically gets you a first turn Boraload, Saryuja, or even a Topologic Bomber Dragon. For draw strength, I got 1 copy of Pot of Desires. Never play it unless you have Called by the Grave in hand, of course, because, Ash hurts the deck by a long shot. Upstart Goblin, another great draw strength card. If you're going first, it's a good opening card to have, just so you can, get a free draw. 1 Monster Reborn, if someone happens to out your Boraload, your Crystal, your Topologic Bomber Dragon, you can bring it back later, so Monster Reborn's a great option. And the only traps I'm running, I'm just going to go and place them here. 3 copies of Trickstar Reincarnation. This combos very well with Droll and Lockbird. It's a pretty nasty combo, and if your opponent doesn't have an Ash to stop it, then they're pretty much screwed, because they lose their entire hand and they basically can't play the game. Alright, so that's it for the main deck. Let's go and move on over to the extra deck. So starting off with our only 3 Synchro monsters, we got Crystal Wing, Windwitch Winterbell, and of course Clearwing Synchro Dragon. And these will be the only Synchro cards you'll be playing in the whole deck. Everything else from here on out is just Link monsters. Starting off, you're going to be playing 1 copy of Holly Angel, just because her arrows point down, and you have Trickstar monsters, of course, so naturally you want to play at least 1. 1 Mrs. Radiant, since the Scapegoat tokens are Earth monsters. 1 Link Reba, they're all level 1s. Link Spider, all pretty standard cards. 1 Underclock Taker, just to weaken one of your opponent's monsters. Of course, you're going to be playing the Nightmare Core of Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn. Just great spot removal cards in general. Topologic Trisbana, really good against Ultra guys. You definitely want to banish their back row, because You don't want them to stun you, and it's also really good against Sky Strikers because they get their advantages primarily with the number of spells in their graveyard. So Trisbana is definitely a great option. 1 Bomber Dragon, 1 Saryuja, and finally 1 Borlo Dragon. And that's pretty much it for the extra deck. Alright, finally to the side deck, playing 3 copies of Dino Wrestler Pankratops. Depending on your matchup, this could be very useful just because, you know, it's a free summon as long as your opponent controls more monsters than you do. And yeah, you can also pop card, so he's very broken. The only spell I'm running on the side is Cosmic Cyclones. You can also go with Hate Trunades, which I'm actually thinking about replacing with Hate Trunade because it's, again, good against back row heavy decks, and Paleo still exists. Paleo has always proven to be a really annoying and powerful deck and could still potentially top at regional and YCS events. Also good against Altergeist and all that, but Cosmic Cyclone is a great card too because it banishes the cards, and basically like a lot of decks like that can recur their resources, like Sky Striker. You definitely don't want them to, you know, gain the upper hand by their spells in the graveyard, so that's why I decided to go with it. Another good card against Sky Striker or True Draco and as well as Thunder Dragons, Mask of Restrict, a really excellent floodgate. This deck does not tribute whatsoever, unless, you know, of course, Dino Wrestler Pankratops, but you're not required to do that because Dino Wrestler Pankratops is a 26k body. But Mask of Restrict, definitely a good option against those kind of decks as well. Another form of disruption, we got 3 copies of Torrential Tribute, primarily because, like, if you have Crystal Wing summoned correctly with the Windwitch core, you can't be destroyed by it, so you basically just wipe out your opponent's monster board and still get to keep your Crystal Wing in the process. And another good deck against another card against back row heavy decks, Red Reboot, since traps, you know, you don't want them to hit you. Or it's also good against like cards like Infinite Permanent. It's good against Evenly Matched if your opponent decides to side that in, and potentially Evenly Matched is still one of the best side cards to play, so Red Reboot counterattacks that. So yeah, definitely great options. So yeah. Well, anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and I'll catch you guys again next time.